You ready for some controversy?
Yeah, I'm ready for
Controversial.
some. Let's open up this can of worms.
All right, guys. Scream 7. This has been quite the discussion. First of
Get the
all,
shovel.
Scream 6, came out pretty beloved. People pretty much liked Scream 6, I would say, especially Scream fans. The majority of them really like Scream 6, and I feel like Scream 6 fans were really starting to accept Jenna Ortega and forgive me if I get her name wrong. Melissa Barrera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Barrera. Yeah, you got
yeah,
it.
Melissa Barrera. They were accepting them as the new faces, as our characters going forward in Scream. They didn't even have Sydney in Scream 6, and
Nope.
fans seemed totally okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Then Melissa Barrera, you know, spoke politically about what she believes in, which I commend her. Great, like totally fine. The studio though decided they no longer want to be associated with her based on that. Which, as much as we hate to say it, the studio did have the right to do. I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't like it, but they had the right to do it. They removed her from the picture shortly after that. Jenna Ortega said scheduling conflicts made her leave. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But basically, fans were almost calling for the death of the Scream franchise with these removals. They did not want Scream 7 to happen. And I said on the show when it happened, Scream 7 is going to happen, guys. Scream 7 is going to happen. They are not going to cancel or can Scream 7 because the main star of Scream is still there, and that's Ghostface. And ultimately, there's also Neve Campbell. And Neve Campbell didn't come back because of, contract issues and money. But that can always be fixed, especially when you're a studio and you're desperate. And it looks like the studio is desperate because Neve Campbell, guys, she's coming back. She is
Yeah.
officially signed on. Here's what Deadline had to say about this. Neve Campbell said on Tuesday that she will return as Sidney Prescott for the next film in the Scream franchise. In an Instagram post today, Campbell said that she was asked to come back and is happy to return to the pick, which for now is only known as the untitled Scream 7 and will be directed by the original screenwriter Kevin Williamson from a script penned by Guy Busick. And then Neve Campbell wrote this on Instagram. It's always been such a blast and an honor to get to play Sydney in the Scream movies, Campbell wrote today. My appreciation for these films and for what they have meant to me has never waned. I'm very happy and proud to say that I've been asked in the most positive, respectful way to bring Sydney back to the screen, and I couldn't be more thrilled. All right, guys. That comes to us from Deadline once again. And man, I'm just going to throw it to you because I've kind of talked about this before, and people know my thoughts on this. I think Scream is going to be fine, going to be healthy. I don't think the firing of Melissa Barrera and the exit of Jenna Ortega is going to necessarily ruin the franchise. I don't think it's going to bring the box office down that much. I understand there was boycotts, but it's on Twitter, so what does that really mean? I want to ask you though, man. Were you one who you didn't want to see Scream 7 after all that went down? Were you open to it? And now how do you feel knowing that Neve Campbell, our original Scream queen for Scream, is coming back?
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing, guys, and this is a very tiered question, Zach. There's a lot of feelings that can be circulated
Absolutely.
out of this whole entire situation. First of all, everybody has the right to freedom of speech in the United States,
Completely
especially.
agree.
Melissa Barrera had the right to, say what was on her mind. If
Yep.
the studio didn't agree with her, the studio doesn't agree with her. And the fact that, she was she was canned just for something that is completely unrelated to the making of a movie. I mean, I don't know the full extent of everything that Melissa Barrera has said on her social media. Like, I don't necessarily keep up with that. I try to steer away from political talk because it's just, when you open up that whole big, it's a gigantic mess. It's an absolutely gigantic mess, and especially since we're in a leap year, we're gonna elect a president in November. Like, it's not a fun time. But I mean, with that said, Melissa Barrera was on a huge roll through both Scream movies, and it almost felt like her momentum was completely derailed by the firing. Jenna Ortega, her saying that she had scheduling conflicts, you know what? I believe her. I believe her because Wednesday is a huge hit on Netflix. They're going to put out so many more episodes. Like, I don't know if season 2 is in the works. I don't know when that's coming out, but she is a huge star. So I'm sure her plate is completely filled. I mean, it's tough, man, because like, could she say that, oh, Melissa Barrera's firing had a factor in me not coming back? She could say that, but that would also mean that she would be kind of difficult to work with for a lot of people. So it's tough. It's a really tough situation. As far as Neve Campbell coming back, I honestly felt like her arc was completed in Scream 5. So her coming back is kind of like, okay, like let's see how they do. Let's see what they do with her. And I love that Kevin Williamson is coming in to direct. I love him as a writer. I've said this many times on my channel. I love and adore what Kevin Williamson does with these movies as a writer. I don't know how much of a proven commodity he is as a director, though. Did he direct Scream 6? I don't remember.
No, I don't think he did.
He didn't. Okay. So, I mean, it's a whole new ball game. Whether or not they bring in like other old characters from the past Scream movies, maybe to be ghost faces of Neve Campbell's past, they could do a lot of things with Scream 7. But, I mean, I'm going to see it because at the end of the day, I do this YouTube thing and I watch any movie that I can. And I feel like every movie deserves a chance. I love the Scream movies. I'm not going to be overly eager to see it, but like I said, every movie that comes out at least deserves a chance. If you don't like it, you don't like it after watching it. That's totally fine.
And here's the thing too. I mean, like I said, I do think this is a desperate move. I do. I think it goes against the original plans for Scream 7. Absolutely. So is it going to turn out well? We'll have to wait and see. It may turn out to be crap. They may try to pull us in with the nostalgia a little too much. But what I will say is Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, maybe more so Jenna Ortega than Melissa Barrera, but they were not the things pulling people into the Scream franchise. No. It was Ghostface.
It was.
And as long as you've got Ghostface, they're gonna keep making these movies. They're going to pump them out until they stop making. I mean, they make these things for like $20-30 million, and then they make like 100. I think the last one made 160 million worldwide in the box office.
Super profitable, man. Like these scary movie franchises, Halloween, that original Halloween is probably one of the most profitable movies of all time. So the Scream movies are very much the same. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. As long as they have somebody that is physically foreboding to perform stunts as Ghostface and just be under a mask the whole time, then they're going to keep making them. As long as Neve Campbell is still down, they're going to keep making them.
Well, thank you very much for checking out this clip from our live show that we do every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time called Zach Milne Talks Live. If you like talking movies, if you like talking movie news, why don't you consider hitting that subscribe button before you leave? We do that on this channel all the time. But if you still need some time before you fully commit, you can check out the full video this clip is from right here, and you can check out another video over here. The subscribe button's right here.